To go back to the beginning of the ITA, it was the brainchild of two lawyers in Texas who had a very international experience. Pat Murphy, he was one of the founders of ITA, and the other founder was Bill Owen. So they wanted to bring the world of international arbitration to Texas, but they didn't want it to be simply regional and parochial either. They also wanted it to become a true international organization in its own right.
I actually was present almost at the beginning, one of the very first sessions of the annual meeting. We were about 30 people, I think. Come a long way since then, and I thought I could make something bigger of it because I was in a position where I could probably call and have the call taken by anybody who's really famous in the world in international arbitration. And if I invite them to come and speak and they say yes, well, we'll get a hell of a program.
The key to the meetings was a mock international arbitration that we did every year. Educational value came first, but we were also trying to catch people's interest and keep people's interest. So there was a certain amount of entertainment and probably some unusual things like the cowboy hat. But for the first 10 or 15 years, we had as the centerpiece the mock arbitration, which was very practical. It was a very good training device.
We just had the one meeting a year, and now there are, I think, about 6. So it's really got a big deal, and I'm so glad it is.
I realize it's evolved very well over time. We started with this pure workshop, and it was like improv show. No scripts, no nothing. We didn't know what people were going to say. Then we started writing scripts, which some people opposed, but we had scripts. We had better preparation. And then we did the unprofessional filming, made those video cassettes. And then the late David Caron did the very professional commentary, including in writing and on video himself, to make those tapes into real educational tools.
So the ITA is a place of intersection. I think of it as the premier place of exchange for practitioners in the United States.
What is most wonderful to me about the ITA is that although by far it is the most prominent international arbitration thought leadership organization in the Americas, we're not just an organization. We are what I call the ITA family.
The ITA has always been a mixing bowl where lawyers from very different legal cultures and professional backgrounds come together.
When I think about the difference between the ITA and other organizations and conferences, what immediately comes up in my mind is that the ITA was the pioneer workshop format. The ITA doesn't sell anything. It's purely for education.
I believe that the ITA and the Academic Council have helped connect the practice and research, the academia, into, I would say, meaningful discussion and advance international arbitration as we know it today.
We are a group of people that truly like each other, care about each other, love getting together and spending time together.
The ITA is a place that they will learn every year. They will meet the people who will shape their future. They will become involved in a community that has achieved sustained excellence for a long time.
One of the places I learn the most is from my students. The learning does not just go one way. When I think about my favorite people in arbitration, I would say all of them have something to do with ITA.
The attack on the ISDS system became impossible to ignore. the international rules-based order that we had lived in for most of our adult lives was fundamentally unraveling, and that a new era of global great power competition was about to be upon us. And as a result, the ITA created the Rule of Law Committee to try to address some of these issues, both on the ISDS side and on general rule of law side.
The rule of law is becoming more and more important. It's obviously been extraordinarily important for hundreds of years. There's a revival of interest and importance in the rule of law, and I think ITA is an organization that's standing up for that and trying to remind people of the importance of the rule of law with the series of programs that it's been presenting.
ICSID has been at the forefront of advancing reforms, not only for investment arbitration, but also for international law in general.
This year is a very special year for us. We're celebrating the 60th anniversary of the entry into force of the ICSID Convention. And I know that the ITA also has its anniversary this year, 40 years. So together we're celebrating 100. And therefore it's such a pleasure that we are joining forces and for the first time held a joint conference together also with ASIL. And that was a tremendous new step in our collaboration.
Many ITA members are working on disputes that are deeply political, socially contested, and economically consequential. Procedural mastery has never been enough. Arguments and evidence can count for more than leverage in shaping human industry. It leads people to question unstated assumptions, and all of that helps to create an organization that is stronger, that is more thoughtful, more resilient, and better positioned to deliver innovative content in a changing world.
ITA is truly an international organization, so not just for lawyers in Texas, but for lawyers from all over the United States, Europe, Latin America, Asia.
But I just love to do these meetings, and I always go there. So I'll be there this year. And it's a great organization. I encourage everybody to be part of it who is involved at all in international arbitration.